English is a funny language and is quite different from our regional languages. So, the manner in which we learn to speak English should also be different. Let me ask you, how did you learn to speak your mother tongue? At what age did you start talking? No one taught you how to say the words or what the words meant. You learnt by listening. Your parents, grandparents, relatives, and people around you spoke to you, and you understood how to form sentences. Also, it took you about 8 to 9 months to start saying one word. So too with English. You cannot learn it in 1 week or go for a crash course. You need to spend at least 3 months to get the basics, and then you need to practice on your own. When you start learning English, make sure you have someone to practice with. Your teacher is the best person. Also, insist on learning with a teacher who uses English as the medium. Why? Can you learn to ride a bicycle by sitting in a car? You can't. You need to get on the bicycle, fall many times, and get back up till you get your balance. Same way, you can have people help you, but you have to pedal and keep your balance. Just like a child, no one translated for them when they were young. People spoke normally around them. We first need to identify the areas that are preventing us from making ourselves understood clearly. One size does not fit all. We each have different needs when it comes to learning or speaking English. If we can point out the main reasons we are unable to speak clearly, it makes it easier to learn and more interesting. We don't have to learn something we don't need. We need to understand where we are going wrong in speaking English. Some of us may need to start from the basics and understand the concepts of grammar and how they are used in daily life. Some of us may need to work on fluency. That means we have some experience in speaking English, but we are not able to express ourselves effectively. We lose our thought flow and cannot find the words suitable for what we want to say. Then there are some who have a good command of English, but whenever they speak, people think they are shouting at them or they give the wrong impression. People are not able to understand them. There are 3 main reasons for this. The first is the influence of our mother tongue. Our mouths have grown used to using certain muscles when speaking our native language. So, when it comes to English, we need to understand the different articulators that are put to use in reproducing the sound of the language. What are articulators? They are our teeth, lips, jaws, nose, tongue, and the vocal cord. Vowels are produced differently to consonants. This is where we need to neutralize our accent to allow the various sounds of the English alphabet to be understood when we speak. Secondly, English is a stressed-based language and it is not phonetic by nature. That means that the letters of the alphabet do not have a single enunciation. We all know that the English alphabet has 26 letters. But did you know that when we speak, these 26 letters are converted into 44 different sounds? Each letter has more than one sound. The sounds for each can vary depending on how they are used in words. For example, how many words can you think of that start with the letter A? I have 4 here. Let me share that with you. Apple, awesome, article, America. Now, do you pronounce the letter A in the same way for each word? Listen as I read out each word again and try to find out the difference. Apple, awesome, article, America. This is why it is very important to learn the correct pronunciation of words to make sure the right meaning is passed. And the third point is, the basics of grammar need to be incorporated when speaking English. Tell me, what is your favorite food to eat? What do you love to eat? For many people here in India, it will definitely be biryani, right? Now, how is biryani made? What do you need to make biryani? You need rice, meat or vegetables, onions, tomatoes, all the different masalas, salt, water, etc. Now, supposing I gave you only rice and water and I asked you to make biryani, would you be able to make it? No, you would not. I'm sure you would even laugh at me. Now, what if I gave you 1 kg salt and 200 grams rice and I asked you to make me biryani? Now would you be able to make it? Still no? Of course not. To make proper tasty biryani, we need to use all the ingredients in the correct amount. This is where you need to learn the basics of grammar. The prepositions, articles, verbs, tenses, nouns, adjectives, conjunctions, the different types of sentences all help you to form proper sentences that give meaning. Grammar is not really very scary if you learn it correctly. It can even be fun. When it comes to actually speaking, if we use the above points correctly, we will be able to speak fluently very soon. However, there is one more important aspect that needs to be given due respect, and that is delivery of what we speak. Since we need to be careful with pronunciation and word order, and with the influence of our mother tongue, speaking fast is a very bad idea. We would have no control over what comes out of our mouth and would cause the listener to get irritated. So, we need to be very careful to pace our speech moderately, where we get time to think about the next words and also use the correct tone of what we are saying. We can't say something kind in an angry tone, can we? Use of simple and short sentences prevent us from making grammatical mistakes. If we can follow these tips, there is no doubt that anyone can speak English comfortably without the fear of being laughed at or of not being understood. So, with all this information, I would request you to start improving on your spoken or written English immediately. It doesn't matter how you do it. If you are comfortable with online courses, go for it. If you like to be taught by a teacher, make sure you learn with a teacher who speaks in English. Learning with a native speaker is as good as learning in school. I would also request you to start listening to more English conversations. The more you listen, the more familiar your brain will get to the sound of the language, and it will be very easy for you to recognize words when people speak. Remember, practice is also very important. So speak English whenever you get the opportunity. When you go to the mall or cinema, when you buy popcorn, ask in English. A good way to practice is when you have to call customer service for any of your internet or service provider needs. Choose the English option. Since you will be alone, you will get the confidence to speak better. At work or school, talk to your teachers or colleagues in English. It doesn't matter if people laugh at you or talk back in Tamil or Hindi or the native language. You continue in English. I'm sure very soon they will start speaking back in English as well. I hope you found this video interesting and I hope I was able to offer you some value. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up. Ring the bell if you like notifications to come directly to you. Thank you for your time and I will see you in the next video. Take care.